on the go. Because you can't really put that in the skid steer. What's up, YouTube? My name's Remington, and we're here today at my shop. Got the old dirty Dodge, my kid's Jeep, Barney. They're all on the way right now because what I'm wanting to do is be able to clear these trees that you can see here behind me. I'd like to be able to get those out of the way so in time, you know, if I can get some extra fill dirt and things like that, maybe build a pad going that direction. In my mind, I'd love to have a taller, bigger shop over there, something I could put Barney in, but that kind of stuff's not in the cards right now. But what I would like to have is a pad started where I could park things out there, where I could get in. Where you're at right now is actually in my shop, so it's pretty tough to get in here and turn a vehicle around and try and get it inside of here to work on it. So it'd be nice to have enough room to turn around or do whatever I need to do. Be able to maybe start moving Barney away from, right in front of everything. So today what we're going to try and do is get these trucks out of the way, which should be really simple. And I'm hoping Barney will start on one battery, because if you'll remember, the battery that I took out of Barney went into the Dodge, and I do have another battery somewhere. I could switch them out, but I don't have a whole lot of time because it's afternoon, going walleye fishing. So yeah, let's get after it. Let's see if Barney will start on one battery. Might be full of wasps in here too. That's not gonna be no fun. I decided to bring a diesel jug inside, and it was leaking on the top. It's all over my shoe and my leg. Absolutely wonderful. Now let's see if we can get Barney out of here without walking that tire off the rim. I really just need to get it up the hill and over a little ways, and I think it'll be fine. Get it somewhere sideways where I know it's not going to roll away. Well, we'll see. Boy, you don't realize how bad Barney's leaning until you're on a hill with a flat tire on the downside. That poor old tire's not liking it. None of it. Didn't latch my hood. That's how we roll. Now we've got us an open spot where we can start to work. I don't know just how much I'm gonna want to get off this little edge because it's kind of a drop off. See, we're right here in front of the shop. The I don't know, about the edge of this little log here, right there. That used to be the edge of this little pad. It's like they just built a pad big enough to barely drive around the outside of it. So there was a dirt pile out here when we first moved here, and I stole that dirt pile and moved it all right here with my tractor, which was a lot of work. And yeah, I've you know, kind of doubled the size of the little pad here to be able to park some stuff on and everything, but it was never really smooth. I did it with old Frank Your Butt Stinks, the old New Holland skid steer. And it'd be nice to have a bigger pad. So I want to be able to build out that direction. And if I have the opportunity, say some houses that are being built around here, if they need to be able to haul material off, digging out basements, things like that, I could get them to come out here and dump loads, and then, you know, just grade it off with the skid steer and eventually have a fairly decent pad out here. Wouldn't take just a whole lot. I have actually already cleared behind here a time or two. I'll go back and just start knocking some trees down, but I do like the big trees behind it because that gives me a kind of a shaded spot in the afternoons when it's hot summer. So we're not gonna go super far in there, maybe 30 feet, 30, 40 feet, something like that. And like I said, that'll open this up where we can build a pad as we get material. I did go ahead and change my shorts because I'm not about to bring diesel fuel in here and smear it all over my seat. One of the perks of being at the house. As I'm sure you can plainly see, I've gotten back here and played before and knocked things down. The shop is that way, you know, well, you could probably see the shop. So that line of trees and that fence row needs to come out. I think what I'm gonna do with these trees is try and pick them up and stack them over there. I may go ahead and just push these if I can and get them pushed up in a pile. I will cut firewood out of those, so they'll get used instead of just shoving them somewhere, because if I shove them somewhere, then I either have to move them or just leave them to rot. And I could use the firewood right here close to the shop, exactly where I need it. Perfect. So let's get some of this pushed out of the way. we got the brush, as you seen, cleaned up from up there and kind of moved back here. That would have been great for a grapple. That would have been perfect. But I know that I know like the first thing that I'm gonna have to do is gonna be knock some trees down before I can move them. And I don't know if the grapple is stout enough for pushing trees over like I would with a bucket, and I don't want to risk it. You know, it's an awesome piece of it's an awesome little implement, and I don't want to bend it up and tear it up because it's a good one. Yeah, basically now we just got to get these trees out of here. I think I'm gonna leave that one. It's fairly big. It's probably about a 14-inch tree. The shop is here, so it's really out of the area. Plus these woods here, I don't know if you can see it or not. There's my deer stand right there, so yeah, right here close. Not much traveling there. But to get this stuff pushed back, this is where I can be able to come in, just grab it with the grapple later on and just cut a bunch of firewood out of it. It's just a little bitty easy to handle logs. I have a tiny wood stove in the shop, so yeah. Mint. All right, let's get to knocking these trees down. It's with it being so tight and wooded, it's almost hard to find a place to get you guys where you're not gonna get runned over. we are getting some pretty good headway. You can see the shop clearly. Got a bunch of trees out of it, but that fence is still, I just don't want to get it wrapped up in something, end up, you know, dragging it over and ripping a hose or something, get it bound up around a drive motor. But it's coming together pretty good. I think what is left, we will fell and then just throw the grapple on. We can grab it and move it over here. I will say, if you noticed, a lot of the different stuff I've had to do, just pushing them over with a bucket and trying to, you know, manipulate it and work it around. I'm not the world's greatest operator, obviously, but I do feel like a person needs to get into a skid steer or one of those old dozers with just a square blade on the front of it, you know, and that's where you're going to pick up little tricks about angles and edges and different things and how you have to be sitting. Sometimes you have to clear a spot out just to get turned correctly to be able to shape another area. It's just there's a lot of I don't know, there's a lot of angles to it, and it's, you know, these things are, they're fairly capable of doing a lot of stuff that it almost seems like they can't. But yeah, just get in there and do it. So what we're going to do is we're going to fell the rest of these, and I'm going to try and fell them laying this way so I can drive right in. That's the plan. I can drive right in, grab them, and then move them over where I want them, into the pile, which is which, now that I got those cedars in there, they're kind of a mess. But either way, I'll be able to grab those up, pull them out. I think I might use the cedar posts. I don't have a plan for them, but every time I cut down a decent sized cedar or knock one over, I think I'm going to use it, and I haven't yet, but maybe one of these days. So gonna go ahead and fell these and we'll get them moved. So like I said, the plan is to fell them this direction, but all the limbs and the growth is on that side because that side's been able to get sunshine, and this side over here hasn't had any sunshine because, well, it's dark and there's lots of trees in here fighting for sunlight. So the weight of those trees is that direction, and they may fall that way, which is why I moved the vehicles that way they won't get smashed or crushed. I don't think Barney could handle another dent or bang. So yeah, here we go. Well, I noticed my saw kind of smoking, and I have a feeling that I've got crud inside of here and it's not oiling. So, not to mention, I still haven't changed the chain on this thing. It's fairly sharp, but they're tiny little bites. So I think we're just gonna grab the bigger saw and finish these up. Really only have maybe one or two more, and it looks like they're all gonna fall that direction, which I guess is fine. Once I can get the fence out of here, I can get right in there and grab them and move them, and it'll be real simple. I'm back to the 490. Chain's just a little bit loose, but my tools are actually in the back of the wife's car, so she's not here. But either way, it should work. We got 2 trees to knock down. I know, shop's right there. I could get a wrench and a screwdriver, but blah, blah, blah. I don't want to do that. Trees are down. That all went pretty well. I didn't realize I was fenced out there and I had to walk through all that spooky stuff in my shorts. I don't like that. So let's go get the grapple and get this stuff out of here. I do love this grapple. I'm not sure if I'm going to leave these big ones here or not. The plan was to stick them back there, but having to get through this fence and everything may not go that route. Not sure. Oh, that's nice, just to pick up big old trees and probably have my kiddo hold these up so that I can cut them into firewood at some point. I just don't know where to put them. I got a brush pile out here. We'll take them to the brush pile. If I can fit through here, this is going to be something. I know from your view it probably just looks like a bunch of brush, but I got a third tree hung in it. And there's a tree right there, over here. Get you guys an idea. Brush here, tree over there. Dragging one next to me. It's not how I intended. Yep, we're gonna hit that tree. There we go. May let this one next to me drag just as long as it wants, and when it lets go, we'll move it. I could mulch some of these, and I will mulch a portion of it once I cut the logs out of it. But that's not a today project, it's too summertime. And these are super green, so they probably won't even be good for this year, but throw it on this pine pile. I can always move them. This pile is the pine trees that I removed from the pond bank a while back. If you guys haven't seen that, you can go back and check it out. Looks like I'm going to have to remove 2 more from it, because they keep dying, and in the same order. I don't know anything about the trees. I'm not a rocket scientist. Great, I'll get to brush hog around these stumps sticking out. My fault, I'm putting them there. On the other side of the fence. Got basically everything else. I think I'm gonna leave this tree just because. And another thing about it is there's this big tree right here that I don't really want to take down. I like leaving the big ones. I have no idea what a shop will look like here, or if one will end up here or not. So, you know, really just trying to get a pad. So I'm gonna leave that. It's just a little offset from from my shop, so it is what it is. But thinking about trying to reach over and grab that. I know the machine will pick it up, but I don't want to get into the fence. I could just smash the fence down, you know. I am in a 11,000 pound skid steers. Let's see if we can pull a T-post with this grapple. I don't know. There's not a whole lot of pinch point in there, so we'll see if there's a spot to grab. If there is, hopefully we can yank that out of the ground, because I don't really want to do it by hand. I do that every day. That's it. Nice and open, ready for piling some stuff on it. As winter comes along, I'm gonna get into that and grab it and saw it all up, as I've said probably a million times. But that's what I wanted. I want to be able to extend this pad that we're on right here going out that direction, and that'll give me a place to, you know, put things that I need to put there. I may end up putting just a shed or anything in the future. I'd really like to have a building that I could get a larger piece of equipment like Barney. Like, I have to work on Barney outside, and that sucks. So it's just, which is why I've taken a break from it all summer long. But yeah, so if any of you guys got a bunch of fill dirt you want to haul out here, bring it. Thanks to everybody who followed along and came along for the ride. it wasn't much of a ride. I know it's a small spot, but I'm glad to have it cleared, and it's something I've kind of messed with a time or two, and I don't know, I'm stoked to have it done. It changes everything out here. It's weird to look at for me because I've been looking at it differently for a long time. Remember to pound that like button and subscribe, and thanks for watching, and God bless. Check you later. Let's see if we let's see if we can pull a T-pose.